Well, there was a couple of reasons why we started looking at cloth nappies. One reason, well, there was two reasons. One was the cost of disposable nappies. I'd read some statistics on how much money you would spend if you had your child for the duration of them needing a nappy and disposables.
Just watching people that go to the supermarket and buy their disposable nappies each week, I know we've well saved what they would spend in maybe even 3 months worth of disposable nappies is what our initial outlay was.
Budget-wise, Ecobots have been fantastic.
Brilliant, as opposed to 45 cents a nappy to I think it's about 10 cents.
The other really shocking thing for me was that out of all the disposable nappies that have ever been used in the world, not a single one has biodegraded yet. It takes 500 years for a nappy to break down, which is just vile. That's disgusting.
Considering that babies, particularly when they're little, can be changed up to 8 times a day, I just didn't want to calculate how many possible disposable nappies I was going to be contributing.
We used disposables for the first 6 weeks, and then when I felt brave enough, we started using the cloth nappies. I noticed straight away that our trash, the amount of trash that we were putting out, just went down immediately by over half.
It just doesn't make any sense to fill up the landfills with 2 tonnes of disposable nappies, and when you can just have a cloth system that works so simply.
They're really not difficult, and because there's no fiddling with pins anymore or anything like that, they aren't fiddly.
My husband has been using them as well from day one, and he has not once complained.
Yeah, I think at first Matt was a bit sceptical.
There's no domes, there's no clips, there's no adjustable sizing, that's Velcro straight across the front.
He's not very good with poo.
You know when it's on properly.
I think he's really sold on them now.
Even Pops has managed to change a nappy or 2.
And for a bloke to be able to do that kind of thing's pretty cool.
And it's also, there's no rules with it, so if all babies are different shapes and sizes, and you can just fold the actual nappy however you want and make it work.
I got some liners sent to me, disposable flushable liners, and the woman said to me, "Oh, Ecobots, my sister's pregnant, she's having a baby, tell me about them." And I just happened to have, because it's winter still, a clothing rack in the house with some, and I just showed her how the system worked, and she was just really amazed at how simple it was.
Yeah, people have actually commented that they look quite easy to do, and they've been surprised and wanted to know how they dry, and the outers dry, particularly in summer, dry within an hour and a half sometimes if it's a really hot day. The inners take it slightly longer, but you basically just pull them out separately, dry them, and then stick them back in together again.
It's not like it takes more time, because it actually doesn't. That's the beauty of it. It really doesn't take any more time than putting a disposable on.
Some people will say, "Oh no, but you can't use them at night time, so you may as well just use disposables." We have a nighttime nappy on her. We have one large nappy that we have on her, and sometimes that's absolutely soaking in the morning, but hasn't leaked through whatsoever.
The big advantages with Ecobots in particular are they're quite a simple system.
No nappy rashes, no leakage. It's got fabulous elastic, double elastic sides, which is good too, because my daughter's got quite skinny legs, and they hold as well as the top end brand disposable nappies.
I have used other types of cloth nappies as well, been handed down various different types, and I still prefer Ecobots because they actually fit better under clothes. They're a much more slim fitting system than some of the pocket systems, which are quite bulky, and you end up having to go up 1 or even 2 sizes in clothing.
They're not bulky. They don't distract the way that my daughter walks. She doesn't have these big huge cloth nappies pulling her legs apart. They're a simple system. They just wash and wash and wash, and every time you wash them they come up looking just like new.
I would definitely recommend Ecobots, and I would